Alright, so we have some high silver, Ana, and Zen. So let's check it out here. I love that you're standing up here trying to get some charge, and I love that they have a Widow because that helps prove what I was going to say. You're in a really risky spot. There's no cover at all, and so you're gonna get really screwed over once you start playing against Widows that have like better aim, because if you stay up there, you're gonna get melted by the Widow. So try and be a little bit careful. You could have hit the exact same shots here, like where you're standing, where you were just standing, but you can actually then use this cover, this wall for cover, so you don't get headshot by the Widow. Think about where you're playing. You're about the most forward person on your team right now. So you need to keep backing up, making sure you're getting behind cover before that Widow just grapples up here and headshots you. Or before one of these two just use their speed cooldowns to get to you. And now we're like in the middle of the point. So if you, this is not the right map. So here's what's going on here. Basically, all of this is super dangerous for you to be in right now, okay? And so there's actually some really great choices still where you can hit good shots that are way less dangerous. Up here, you have some cover and you can literally shoot the entire point. Back here, you have some great cover and you have long sight lines. Even like some Zenyatas, if their team was holding over here, would be like here, because then they have great cover behind there. And if someone's pushing them this way, they can fall back and loop around. But no matter what, we should not be in this blue circle at all. There's no really good positions for us. Even like sitting like here and shooting is better than where we are now, because we're in such a risky spot that we're going to be killed most likely. And there you go, and there was no reason for us to die there at all. If we could have been sitting behind cover, we could have been hitting really nice shots and been in no danger.
Maybe I'll go healer then. No, the healer is bad.
I agree with your decision to go Ana here too. I know you mentioned in the VOD that, you know, we've got some Ana and some Zen gameplay, and so I'm glad to see you switch. So nice healing. That was good, and you're back far enough to where you're safe, but your nade wasn't good. You totally wasted it. Even if you had hit your teammates, it still was a waste, because using your nade to heal like that just isn't the best use. Not when you can deny healing to your enemies. It was a nice sleep. It's a bummer your team was already dead, but it was a nice sleep. If you could have like slipped the bob too, that would have been awesome, and it is a very helpful thing that you can do on Ana. I mean, you can basically get rid of most of Ashe's ult with a 12-second cooldown.
You're going to be okay.
Thank you.
So you've already been like headshot by the Ashe once, and that's how you died the very first point. So think about like where you're starting to stand, and then like right here. So you nano your Rhine. You know, it actually would have been better for you just to sleep this Rhine right here, and then you would have still had your nano that you could maybe throw on your diva or something who could go contest the point. So we got to think about those decisions that we're making.
Get in there.
I like how far back you're staying, or we're staying. Staying far back here is definitely the right way to play it. There's a lot of damage on point that you don't need to be up there for any real reason. There's no advantage to you being up there. And I like that you're falling back. Your whole team should be falling back because some real bad stuff's about to happen, considering the enemy team is respawning behind them. And I think maybe you forgot that too because you wanted to go heal. But this is scary where you're going right now.
You're going to live.
And think about that, like even if you hit that anti, like that wasn't gonna like you're not gonna win this fight. So it definitely should have just been running away.
You're not getting rid of me that easily.
So look where this fight is going on, okay? So you could actually stay right here where you have some really nice cover. You can rotate even if you need to, and you can rotate back here, and you're really close to your spawn in case you need to go back for your own healing and your other healer isn't healing you or something. You can hit all the shots and anti-grenades that you need to on your enemies. Your team is fighting right here and they're going to get grabbed right here, so you can also hit all the healing you need to on them. So this is an excellent spot to be in. I really don't like that you push up because that's really risky for no reason. It's like there's no real reason that the Rhine needs to be that close to you right now. And you put yourself in real danger for no reason. Oh yikes. Gotta heal the Brig there. Your D.Va's probably gonna be okay. And then we left cover, so we got farmed again. So we're not doing bad, especially not for our rank. But I bet you, if you were to improve your cover and your positioning just in general, you would climb to gold very fast. And even higher probably after that if we can start to really master the cover. So like now's the time where it actually starts making sense to push out. You can't hit your teammates if you were in the back. You're not in immediate danger from your enemies. So this is where it actually starts to make sense. But this is like one of the first times it starts to make sense. And even now, you should always be moving between cover. Like, you know that Ashe has been rezzed. You can see it in your kill feed. And so you should be trying to be careful there. And another thing about the kill feed, always have to mention this. You gotta be hitting tab so that you know what your enemy team is running. It can really change the entirety of the game for you. And so like you don't need to be this close right now for any reason. Worked out alright because your team's winning the fight, but if you guys were losing the fight, you would have been in a very risky spot.
You're powered up. Get in there.
And like now, like you're like the most forward one on your team for no reason. So now you just died super late, and your team might literally lose this because they don't have a healer because of how late you died. So that's why I'm definitely sticking by that your biggest issue is positioning, and I definitely think if you worked on that, you would start doing much better.
60 seconds remaining.
I'm ready to rally. Suiting up. Acknowledged. Now show them.
You're covered.
Your time's run out.
30 seconds.
You're in voice, just let the Widow know that you can't see him.
Time is running out.
Sleep the Bob, sleep the Bob. Nice. If you would have called out you were sleeping the Bob, your Diva wouldn't have woke him up probably though. not, you and your diva spent that whole time fighting the Bob when you didn't need to at all. Like, if you lose the fight, this is you and your diva's fault.
You're going to be okay.
So again, we kind of used our nade to supplement our healing, when that really isn't usually the best choice. Like, imagine if you could have, like they did to your Rhine, if right there you could have turned and naded. Obviously you can't because there's a shield in front of you, but you don't even have the option. And look what they did to your Rhine. They naded him, and so now he's so dead. And then you weren't behind cover, so you got farmed by the Ashe again. So do you see how kind of the same reoccurring issues are what's leading to us losing? And that's what's so nice about when you start to get to like master, grandmaster, a lot of the issues that you're making are really small, and there can be like hundreds of them that you need to correct. But in this case, we have like 2 issues, and we'll start climbing really fast. So let's focus on making sure we're getting value out of our abilities, making sure that, you know, our nades are actually denying healing to our enemies, and we're actually sleeping enemies when we should, like when they charge our Rhine. And then let's make sure that we're not putting ourselves in unnecessary danger, and we'll start climbing really fast. Like, that was good. That was probably the best nade you've thrown so far. You healed one of your allies up there, and you denied healing to another teammate. And it was an ally that you weren't going to easily shoot because they were in a fight.
You're going to be okay.
Enemy turret destroyed. All systems checked out.
Nice. See how because you were playing a little bit further back, you didn't get shattered? That's awesome. If you would have got shattered there, that would 100% be your fault, because you didn't need to be playing very far up at all right there.
I have it.
See how they antied your ball and how much that did? Your ball hasn't been in the fight for like 10 seconds now, simply because he couldn't get healed right away. Your antis on Ana are huge, and if you start hitting a couple, you'll have a great time. I love that you tried to sleep the Rhine. At least you tried. Even if you missed, you tried. My next thing that I'm going to mention right here, this is probably the last separate thing I'm going to mention, but you've had your nano for a really long time. You probably could have got 2 of them by now. I don't know if you're waiting for like that nano blade, like if that's how you were checking tab, or what you were doing exactly, but you could have used it by now, definitely.
Wasted all. Why not wasted all?
Look how much danger you were just in while you moved over here. You had to walk in front of Moira's ultimate, and you had to walk where you can easily get headshot.
This will only hurt for a minute.
Cease your resistance.
You're powered up. Get in there.
If we would have thrown our nade at that Reaper instead of at our team, he would have got no healing during his ult, so he probably would have died.
That's very great. Yeah.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways. Rendezvous at my position. Get back in the fight.
It's unfortunate.
Reaver behind.
You gotta listen a little bit closer, you know, because you could hear him when he dropped. But even then, if you didn't hit like a nice sleep or something, you might have died anyway. So that's a little bit tough there. You got flanked. It's gonna happen.
Nice, nice monkey.
So we should be running away. Once we see that kill feed, by the time we got up there, we had already lost 2 or 3. And so we were really kind of just wasting time.
I'll rest when fighting is done.
Play some junk out, they got low shields.
You're covered. You're going to be okay.
So again, we kind of ulted. So we held on to that nano for a really long time. Probably would have had at minimum 2 or 3.
Where did the nano boost go?
I'm not ready to hang it up.
And then it was kind of iffy because we ulted when we were down 2. And so then whoever you nanoed needs to get 3 just to make up for what you're down.
Oh, there's a turret behind us.
You know that turret's there. You know it's been getting kills and you walked right into it. It almost killed you and that's crazy. So definitely got to work on some positioning, abilities, and awareness stuff. But I think the number one thing that'll help you is your positioning. So really focus on that first, alright? And I think you'll start having a real good time. Making sure that you're safe behind cover. And if there's a turret shooting you right here, maybe don't go over that way. Or if there's a rhyme punching you right here, don't go up that way. And you'll start doing much better.